pictures behind there saying about Inter Milan opposed to Omoye. Omode announcing match day.
Or one day.
Yes. Now, enyekwa. You see, niya who biya no. Was actually.
Okay, so any.
Yes. This is the Bessioni. Na oko Milana. Your cathedral be or why your friend say the Piazza del Duomo. Inti that is what is depicted beneath the snake in our dance. Now, Inter Milan ne wo there. In Kitahudi ni saying. And they say in the 13th century there was this ruler, that is of the Visconti family. Now, time omugeni the reigns of Italy, and I say Milan. I dear friend said the coat of arms. Omudiana they opted for this serpent. Away. Into a building here at that Hoya, the Piazza.
Okay, so building any?
Yes. Okay. Milana. This building has that coat of arms and as an emblem a snake, you know. Into Bakaya, that is it. Into Kwa a wawa all mini nipa naso we nipa.
Yeah.
Into picture na Inter Milan a showcase and then say the club Inter Milan is for the internationals because Milan a limitations say not locals no kwambo, but they had other motives. They say yeah locals no kwa. We should embrace diversity. That is why Inter Milan came to be. So the Visconti family ruled in the 13th century, and their coat of arms and that's the serpent away. But the definition, the serpent just said, devour humans back then. That is why a picture no until Inter Milan just is be a seasons ago. They had it almost celebrating 100.
Yes, Champions
yes,
League.
That is
the ball league.
Yes, that is the snake. Attire. Nene at the Giuseppe Mieza. They are calling on the serpent. Say the boys from Catalonia are in town, so you have to devour them. Until they need the serpent. So umbra in Primpring at the cathedral now where they worship. Say you are the overlord of this place, and that is where the enemy is trying to invade. So as a watchdog, as the security, you need to invade there into Omar Brazil, and the city Milan is beneath the serpent. And Senya who devour people in the past now, and Brennan said, Inti rulers be by, or more in Sadi way and free her. After the Visconti family, and then they inculcate that into Inter Milan. So more emblem no, though more use Inter no, but where you are there, and we hear Inter Milan more than almost crest now.
Didn't you me far when you say also Arsenal there no?
Yeah.
Arsenal on a crest, but this time I'm choosy that Paramount that done from there.
Yeah,
and I internal so I posti or one of the
yes.
So I say as for one they oversee the city Milan. Yes. Na bimu ba be didi omasa so which is Barcelona in this picture.
Yes, that's the Bessioni.
That's right.
The name of the serpent, the Bessioni symbol, and it has its meaning. I don't know me. In Barcelona corner or more corner. Osha in the first league, almost depicted the same picture, but on my enlargeness. This time around in their city, Milan. On my case, Corona Shanase, and on my elevate the serpent. Said this is the time. Inti also Osabim. But Messiah can't trips are Barcelona in the semi-final. In the capital, in Rome. It was a Greek god, and rising so high, and ascended the throne of Rome, became the god of the city. That was Costas Manolas, with Xavi, Iniesta, and then Messi, and Omuyi Omofrim.
Yes.
Barcelona did very well in the 2019 season when they beat Liverpool 3-0. Even the Jurgen Klopp at some point said, say, Oma Shomo, if Obi Kase or doubt qualifying, Anfield would decide. And surprisingly, in that game, Liverpool and Mo Salah, Roberto Firmino and Mosa game nibi, Ejektan Shaqiri, Divock Origi, and Sadio Mane. These were the players. Omo try anymore. And yet again, Barcelona lost. So in the semi-final route now, all the time Omo lose away no.
Since 2011.
You see, in the first leg, make I say it should be a straight win for Barcelona, considering the fact that matches Omo born home in the Champions League, they score at will. And the lead up to the game, this is an Inter Milan side that no struggle domestically.
Three draws, 3 defeats,
yes.
1 draw.
Milan, Bologna, Roma, the lead up to that game. So if you are meeting Barcelona at home, show position was Spain. Any results in Romania? They were overwhelming favorite to win the first leg. So I was giving Barcelona the first leg victory for Giuseppe Meazza to decide who qualifies in the second leg. Fancy. You see, Osha the scoreline from the first leg now, HSA. The two sides are all vulnerable in terms of the defensive shape. Say, Uko game, not team ni na consider 3-3. HSA, they have equally sharp attacker. When they are called into question, they can respond. In the same vein, they have defensive issues. They have defensive frailties. The concentration levels are poor. For Barcelona, they are glaring. For Inter Milan, we were all thinking, say, Ombetima watertight. But that was not the situation. Lamine Yamal has a very fantastic goal. Inter Milan has 3 goals. 2 from an unfancied player. But Barcelona goals no more share. From the notable names and names, Sabasa Besha goals there. Among and between these names, that is Yamal, Rafinha, Robert Lewandowski was not in that game, but in his absence was Ferran Torres.
Yeah.
So these were the names I was just on Beshe. But Inter, typical of Inter, the names that you expect them to score, it was only Marcos Thuram who was returning from injury and a Timinya goal. So in the case where Lautaro Martinez is able to pass late fitness test, you know what will happen. So Timibo game Nibia.
He's available.
Yes.
Yeah, we're training. We're okay.
Then they have another outlet of goal scoring. So game Nibia decided Team Obetimi defended very well. Yet Team Obetimi actually goes kese. The Obetimi shut the shop no. I don't know what the chance of qualifying.
Nessa Anadri se bounce at me defending.
Omo defending well.
Say they say flake e kan na.
They will qualify.
Stand a greater chance
yes,
of qualifying.
They will qualify.
In the opposite no.
Yes.
Say Inter to me hold on to the fireworks of Barcelona.
Yeah.
Then it means Inter for to qualify. But I won't consider more.
Yes, but Barcelona will not keep a clean slate. Yes. Barcelona will definitely concede. That is why I'm saying, say, the art of defending. I near the mother Italian group.
Okay.
Say, oh, can a dear friend defending in football there? Obiabe can say a typical star the Italian way. But in the first league, when it's Achebe, Bastoni, they have to be 100% concentrated, full concentration throughout the game, because how they considered in the first league they are very poor. But Barcelona in the game almost regular say nimse. Despite Barcelona's system, Nenyama Ayaka Debiano almost a recipe for disaster because of the high line. Unya an intelligent midfield and attacking a teamer, they can head them. And numpono, the quality ni be free mune. Into unya this gentleman, you kunde in this game. Body will not be available in this game. So one shall obey a makeshift. And players tran chain a check. No when regular game minutes are affect. This is a crucial game for FC Barcelona. And then you hear one Eric Garcia. You hear say Nugo Martinez best shift Akobo left back. Now about Roland Araujo and Pau Kubasi. Issues were against Inter Milan, so attack we. Almost a very
hot of say Eric Garcia right back. Said yeah, Pikisano na likely.
Yeah.
Eric Garcia right back. Inigo Martinez, Pau Kubasi central defense.
Yeah.
Gerard Martin.
Yeah.
Based on the one more born on their last league game.
Yeah. You see,
left back.
You see that manager Hansi Flick. On your beer or yeah coward. He owns up to on decisions and he can do that. So if or decided so about Bono rather than so about Martinez or her, I'll be very much happy. Messiah come about the role of their midfield. Their team revolves around. And Lamine Yamal looks like those players are, no matter how you try to take them out of the game, they will find a way to surprise you. I think AC Milan and a year be with Messi in those days. Man, the cage system. He was totally out of the game. Stats and everybody said the number of touches scrum Messi in that game was poor. But for this gentleman, you see, I was surprised listening to his interview pretty much. For a 17-year-old, the mindset, the mentality that this gentleman possesses, crazy. What's now? You need a reading to boyedin. On phone when the ABC, or share the war right to talk. And in the game, Osan Bemu, Barcelona had to come from 2 goals down, draw parity. Fancy, send him the first leg in the Barcelona or home because of the stats. Into last now, make a say statistics in the it is a bikini. Obesha many huntesu. But the best in the party, as any idea, starts in intimate. Statistics in an indication that we will say. So, Ujinaso, I conclude, you may not be wrong, but I know yet the actuals. Simeone Inzaghi, at this stage, you ask yourself, is it that the obsession with Champions League, and untinama domestically, or more folly, a yadio here more than the other trophies, nana? Say me I'm trying to make excuse for them. I just feel that Inter Milan, no, like omuni what it takes to fight on 3 fronts. And they are losing grip.
Aside almost squad.
Yes.
Death.
Yes, I feel like a lot of the time, go through a more magic treble. There's something unique about the team. This is the level I want here. I'll drop it with energy levels. But baby Audrey, they have to fight to save their season because nothing is guaranteed in the Scudetto. They race for that title, nothing is guaranteed. Now, any omunse. So if there's any way they can save their season, are through the UEFA Champions League, which they will have to come to life at the Giuseppe Meazza. Now, Messiah can about Juan Laporta, the influence on Barcelona. And anytime I obey Mubia, how suddenly Barcelona rediscover themselves and they start winning. Makanda that say, there can never be a fantastic football story, a successful football story, without looking back to who was in charge in terms of the chairmanship position. In the Neubeka Leicester Diana, you visit Kumvichai. Obeka Inter Milan winning the treble. Who was there? Moratti. Obeka that of Real Madrid. I am very successful. Florentino Perez. Can Chelsea the Roman Abramovich. Okonwa Manchester United. Bayern Munich. I am in control. So the success story of every football club who become not president and as whoever is in charge. Enim Nejuma.
And he said, "Una as a president and into born." I said, "The boy mu ye idea who was some born papa."
I know now they are ashes.
To me, 101.3.
Atletico Madrid. Why?
Cerezo.
How many years now are you in charge?
Yeah, actually.
He has seen the transformation of Atletico Madrid from an Europa League team to a Champions League finalist. A team of breaking the duopoly existed between Real Madrid and FC Barcelona. So Inter Milan so she show they have consistency in terms of their management. Or more consistency in terms of players, or more called the last final. A chunk of them every ho. But still, they have as many as 8 players are still a part of the squad. So fancy. Barcelona, the Omaya no Canada, most of the Barca fans and Timase. Me say the achievement, the successes that Omo achieve this season, are premature. Their team will be better off the coming season.
Okay, they say this season a manager no crunch.
Yes, a bonus. The Omanya this season, a bantem.
It's surprising.
It's surprising. A bantem for FC Barcelona. Next season, it will be fireworks for FC Barcelona. They will do very well next season. Because Omanya Sky in the Champions League, Omanya Sky in the La Liga, they can spend and add quality to almost squad away. And youngsters in a prove you can rely on them. So imagine Barcelona having quality, another quality center forward, having an explosive left winger, and a standout defender. But this season there, me say they have overachieved. From the Xavi Hernandez era, Ebabedru, they have overachieved. But anyway, it comes down to why they beat me defend the year. Because first league matches, so we not beat match, but you beat me defend the year, no near and also Inter Milan at home. Not many teams and a team alcohol. Ako show mo anaso mo at the ball at one net. It was Bayern Munich, they did well. This is an elite European club, just as Barcelona so a. So Michel Flick and then Simeone. Simeone, he has a lot to fight for. And then you may say, ne Hansi Flick and Simeone qualify. It's never a failure. It can't be tagged as such. He has overachieved. So I'm expecting Inter Milan say they will use their home solidity, their defensive shape, keeping it intact. But to tame Lamine Yamal, and they should even worry their heads over.
Come background about Lamine, and come we messages in the quick number say Lamine Yamal or unstoppable, and I say Stone and unstoppable because Inter coach and I say to make us all stop Lamine Yamal. Be out the nation that surveillance, say be a monomono money akono. But I was all stop it when I could not engage. Oh, how I couldn't board the ball. Hey, what now?
That his feet. At the end of 17 years. Now you're born Chenny. And you take a cram moon, we are the Akonwamu. I don't know. But baby, you're one, a land of opportunities. Say talent and or now stay discipliner. So be ye, a crowd same. This a one our perseverance now about obey. That is the opportunity the white man will give you. Don't waste your time on Lamine Yamal. Focus more on how many goals you can score. Because the more you decide to put 3 players on him, you create a vacuum. And other players, a bit may feed you on. Me say I am Robin born and no born. Obi enim say bunkum hona over checking the ayeka. How do you stop him? Just allow him to play your game, his game. Now so body. So Lamine Yamal, he's a special talent. Yaka who takes over from Messi and then Ronaldo. Ni him say Erling Haaland and then Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe approve it. Say he's in that league. Only that occurred this season. Baby, our question and your man go ye for Real Madrid. But Mbappe ejna sa level na. Si will be a no post Messi, Ronaldo na. Mbappe jna ho. But when they join no. And I see that little boy. Say a youngster. Timmy Spain ni koye di omoye no. Oba presser. Na maintain interview that since the youth age na me share in the clips no. But for him in the UEFA Champions League semi-final. 17-year-old Kokasa one or chair confidence or chair say Juma na or no the ins and out of professional we're choosing and or trade in the line I chair say so be a footballer I was sometimes we are bullish kakra and he's doing it in the right way Okay, comments was it Van der Vaart about him? So pulling the pants.
Or train the pants and the
This gentleman goes on the field.
No, pants and the bathroom. Auto.
It said that the Lumba you know what ye means cinematic. And that is what
Lamine Yamal change that the Lumba you know.
Ethiopia and one of the name. So Simeone is like how home factoring Kojinano so. I was focusing more. Yes, Jano no nya na wo ko shetre enti sa so wo gina Lamine Yamal no so a you see and you remember Barcelona and final any disappointment. Inter Milan what it takes to be in the final more than Barcelona at this stage. Because I was expecting Barca to win to give them a chance of qualifying the first league. That was why I will go for Barca straight win because yes, during that time now we were very rough patch. So even most of us in the media, when Inter Milan scored twice, most of us near a surprise. Because at that venue, how many teams they call Okoshe this season against Barcelona? But Barcelona and Timian take the home advantage, and the travels they lost to Borussia Dortmund and against Benfica. Benfica into the same league as PSG. Into the same league as Inter Milan. They considered 4 goals away. So against Inter Milan, I'll be disappointed if the home side qualification. I'll be very much disappointed. So I'm going for Inter Milan's qualification to the final.
Lamine Yamal can be a quick 1 minute. Remember, Lamine Yamal, okay, say first leg no more no. Once na the channel holiday, sa ya wada no. So Marcus Thuram and Mekaisha Thuram koka say onye se Lamine best. Na ono to ono no de best for now Mbappe and Dembele about those French guys. Nimi you know. So Lamine o make post to biana. E wo nipa o aim that dig at. Nese or bounce on James and Adjude Marcus Thuram
typical Balotelli and Ibrahimovic character.
What can I say?
That attitude
no a picture B and as a video B no post.
Two things can be true at the same time. One, the truth of the matter is say Lamine no kasa oye.
Yeah.
And I want your bonus so no bo betwim.
What me cause on a mission.
Because Adria Rabi okojeje na no adwuma di no. What ono ya koda that is the truth. But another truth to so one here say we obi na ne Dembele ni Mbappe training a. There are certain things I hu ni say eye de but we had a level of Mbappe. Nyoma no oye ne nyoma oye any sa nyoma na and Dembele de bia me kasa se mu asese Dembele the potential na na ekuta no. On one tete no because left and right how many players now left and right ni na Barca for one say na wo bo win na bo PSG ka bo half time Barca ka Liverpool anyem free mo
true
Liverpool anko